there was not a good Indian infrastructure. You used to go on the dial-up. And now, most of the generation which started was the people who got started in the college back in 2001. And they got started with the social networking, like stuff like Orkut, stuff like Facebook. And most of them spend their time online having fun, not doing anything productive. So the only productive thing they would do is to find a job. So if you want to reach the Indian market, you have to remember this thing about internet, social networks, and make it fun. E-commerce is still pretty small in India, it's not a big thing. And there are two types of things which are becoming really big in the e-commerce sector in India right now. One is travel. Travel is huge in India. If you want to book your tickets online, everybody does it online. We even book our bus tickets online, we book our train tickets online. I'm not sure if you guys know, but Indian Railways is one of the biggest e-commerce players in the world right now. They have all of their infrastructure on the internet. Even their agents, like you don't go to railway station to buy a ticket, you go to an agent who buys it through the internet and gives it to you. So Indian Railways is one of the biggest travel market in India, huge. And you have to reach them on the internet if you're going in the Indian market. And the second big thing in India is the inwards gift. Like I said in the beginning, Indians have an obsession with going out of the country. So they are called non-resident Indians. They are the Indians living in foreign country. And they still have a family and a bond back home. So they still want to send them the gifts, they still want to send them something. That's another big e-commerce sector in India. Quickly, the big sites in India, rediff.com. This is actually an ad agency which started it. Web18, listed on the London Stock Exchange, and they have the biggest portals in India. India Times is the site owned by the Times of India, India's biggest newspaper, huge. Orkut is a social network owned by Google, and it's really popular in India right now, and Facebook. And if you enter Indian market, you don't have to worry about going to regional languages. You don't need to worry about that. English is the de facto standard, even though with a funny accent, but still people speak and read English a lot. So you would never have to worry about translating your site. Interesting thing about India, you can live Christmas every single month. There is every culture in India, and there are like about 10 different religions in India. There's some celebration happening every single month. Somebody is celebrating something and people are going on a holiday. So some type of people are always celebrating something in India. If you want to write it down, the biggest festival in India is Diwali. That's the Hindu Christmas. That's when they celebrate the birth of their god Ram. And that is also when the Hindu New Year starts. So that's like a Christmas. And quickly, people don't trust online that much when it comes to their money transactions. We still try to deal in cash. We still try to deal with checks. We don't try to deal with credit cards, debit cards, online bank payments. They're still rare. They are growing. So a huge opportunity for anybody who wants to get into finance business in India. Now, the thing about this is that even though people still don't trust online, but there are a lot of ways that they can do it. Like there's this company called bharatmatrimony.com, which is a site about getting married on the internet. So that in India, there's this concept of arranged marriages. That you find a good person, you meet their family, then you get their profile, and then you try to marry them. So that concept was made really popular on the internet by a site called Bharat Matrimony, making tons of money, and they started accepting money offline. They started having the agents. So they still have an offline distribution network, even though they are an internet company, even though Web18 is an Indian company, even though, it's an online company. So no matter what, the really big online companies still have an offline presence. You will still need to go to that local agent to accept the cash. If you want to really scale up your business, if you want to be a niche company, if you want to just focus on internet, go for it. But the market is like 0.5%. if you want to really scale up, you have to start looking offline to get more and more people giving you their cash. And then, like I said earlier, personal relationships and trust matter a lot. And if you're a foreigner, it's awesome. You'll be good in India. Now, opportunities in India, you'll have to ask me. You'll really have to ask me questions about this one, because the potential for entering India and the potential for selling stuff there is endless. There's no limit. You have 1.2 billion people. Somebody will buy your products. Somebody will do it. But what do you want to enter? I know you want to enter the travel market. Anybody else, if you want to have that question, what are the opportunities, you will have to ask me that as a question. Okay, so that was my presentation, but I would like to end it with an advertisement which basically